It is just before 7 o'clock in the morning, and Josip and Vedran have a chemical tanker waiting for them. They're wondering if it might be the last ship they ever build. They are on the payroll of the Croatian shipyard Brodogradilišta. The government is trying desperately to sell the country's yards, but so far it has not found a private investor for this one, or for Kraljevica, or others. While it is searching for buyers, talks are getting tougher with the European Commission. Croatia wants to join the EU as soon as possible, but Brussels insists there must be a viable restructuring plan for the shipbuilding sector before signing the country into the European Union. The workers are seriously concerned.
My plans for future, it's a little bit blurry, you know, because we don't know what will happen with the shipyard, but I hope so. It will be okay, everything, in the future.
There is a bid from the wealthy Konsar family to take 3 shipyards off the state's hands, but this would need the national and European competition authorities' approval. Support in Croatia for joining the EU has plummeted. Skeptics are afraid that joining will raise living costs.
We'll be European Union slaves, nothing more. If you earned nothing before entering the EU, nobody will pay us once we're in.
Some hold out hope that joining the EU will help Croatia out of trouble. Josip has trained as a precision metalwork computer controller, but sees no chance of finding a job doing that in Croatia, where the unemployment rate is around 20%. He spent some time working in a German shipyard where safety and modern machinery had top priority, but here the rule is hands-on.
As you can see in this workshop, these machines are very old. That one here or this one here, I think it's 40 or 50 years old. So if we want to build, better ships, we need good technology.
The machines are even missing pieces. We're in physical danger sometimes. I really hope we'll see some investment money to help us improve.
The Pula shipyard alone is not losing money. All the other shipyards have piled up huge debts. 8,000 people work in the loss-making shipyards. 2,000 of those jobs are expected to disappear. The economics ministry tells us that the Croatian state will take on their €2 billion of debts before the yards get new private owners. But why did previous bailouts not make the shipyards fighting fit?
Frankly, that was not the money which was invested in restructuring. That was the money that was invested in heavy losses. We are not doing all this only for the sake of our European Union membership. This is something that we have to do for ourselves, because this really things couldn't go anymore like this. This becomes a too heavy burden for a state budget.
The national watchdog responsible for ensuring free market competition agrees with this. Since the socialist days of Yugoslavia, the shipbuilding sector has been heavily subsidized, but this is not compatible with the rules of the EU.
We would like to see Croatian ships exported all over the world, but not on the sake of Croatian taxpayers.
Josip and Vedran stick together, at work and fishing, and each was best man at the other's wedding. Vedran became a father this year, Josip will be soon. They find their problems come from political instability.
In my opinion, I think it's because of two different governments are coming every 4 years. First, one side, then another side, and then again one side, and then another side. I think that is the problem.
Not only Croatia builds ships in Europe, there are also Poland, Italy, Germany, Spain, France, Finland, and other EU states. In the recent past, they have complained about Croatia, saying it competes unfairly. Direct state aid is forbidden within the EU bloc. If Croatia wants to join, it will have to adapt to that. But the industry must stay afloat, say Josip and Vedran. There's nothing else around.
The importance of ship building for all region is in that it provides the food on the people's tables.
Imate
There are 5 or 6 people from the same family working in this same shipyard. People from all over the region come here to work. It's very important to understand that if we lose the shipyard, these people will be jobless.
Shipyards all over Europe are facing tough competition from shipbuilders in China, Korea and Vietnam, where labour costs are lower and national subsidies are high. While the European Union insists on playing fair, Asian shipyards gain market share, boosting exports with state aid. This is a matter for international negotiation. The chief editor of the journal Brodogradilišta, a professor at Zagreb's Faculty of Naval Architecture, says there will be no escape from drastic change, capacity stripping and shrinking the workforce.
Only with a job cut and with much more efficient working, the competition on the world market can be gained.
To prevent European overcapacity from bloating prices, the EU has negotiated cuts in Croatian capacity down by more than 20%.
A lot of money was given by the government to shipyards, but there was always a question, where did that money disappear? Where was this money invested?
Certain rumours which refuse to die allege that hard-to-trace money transfers took place between some state-owned shipyards and some political parties. Trade unions are among the sternest critics of business links with politics.
Huge debts piled up, and it was definitely not because workers didn't know how to build ships. The Croatian government chose managers by political criteria and for political service rendered, not for their competence.
The potential new owner of the biggest Croatian shipyard, Brodosplit, could be about to change things. The Croatian company DIV has very little experience in shipbuilding, and it is promoting a new business model.
We will not only create ships, but also other products tied to metal processing, like wind turbines, railways. That has potential. In any case, we'll accept and comply with the rules the European Commission has imposed on us, that's for sure.
Why not close some shipyards and redirect investment toward the tourism industry? Tourism employs 50,000 Croatians, but manufacturing provides 220,000 jobs. Experts say tourism can't hope to absorb so many. History counts as well. Ships have been built in this region for more than 4,000 years. It is still Josip's father's trade and his uncle's, and was his grandfather's.
We have good people here who know how to work. But productivity is also a question of internal management. The better the organization, the faster the production, and the better the quality.
Working in a Croatian shipyard means more than just building ships. Social and cultural activities also bind the men together. Josip, Vedran and other co-workers don't only work in harmony. This is a serenade.
Kroz masike, projde kroz masike.